Hi everyone, Nessie here. So I'm going to do another couple of pockets today. So where I left off last time, I'd done the layered pockets, not pockets, envelopes, layered envelopes. Put this one into a policy type envelope with a little kind of pocket at the bottom, just so that you can fit things under, not this, oh there, like so you could just slide stuff through, and then it opens up like a policy, turning this into a flip on the other side, so it flips down, envelope. I went ahead and I cut one of the envelopes from the kits. I just cut the front panel off, stitched around it, added a little label that says Wild with a few hand stitches on, and that is a pocket, side loading pocket. So we've got a side pocket here, and then that's just a journal spot, which I'm just going to leave plain. And then on this side I went ahead and did a little side pocket with kind of like a tab edge. It's just plain white card that I've inked, put a tab edge and a little cluster on with some real pressed flowers, which I then wasn't sure how to protect them, but so I Mod Podged them over them in the end, so they should be good to go. They should stay. And so there is a little side there and the envelope pocket, and then that flips out. That's just an envelope from the kit, and I added a bit of fussy cutting and fabric strip on the side of there. On the other side again, just added some fussy cutting and tea bags to the journal spot. And then on this there were these banners in the kit, so I just stitched around it and glued it down, so that's like a little tuck there with that being a pocket like we did before, and then the envelope up there. So today I thought I would do this side pocket here. So I just want to do a simple side pocket really, and I thought what I would do for this one is use some what is it I've got, let's see what I found, somewhere, here we go, some skeletal leaves. So I've got white one and a green one. I thought they kind of go with the wildflower theme. They're quite pretty, so I thought I'd use those. I also found a journal page on that gives the definition of leaf, so I thought I'd use that. And I also have a label which gives a definition of leaf on it, so I'm going to use those. I just pulled out some music paper just in case. So I want a side loading pocket. Let's just put these to the side. I'm going to use cream card as my base. It's just normal cream everyday card. Okay, so I want my pocket to measure. Let's have a look. Let's do it about 5 inches that way, because I don't want it to go right to the end, and about 3¼ inches deep. Okay, so just let me write that down so I don't forget it. So it's 5 by 3¼ Now, I think my problem with this pocket is going to be this tab. If I put a tag in, it's going to hit that tab. So I think what I'm going to do is put tabs on my pocket to cover that go over that. So how deep is that? That's an inch. So if I do tabs of about 1/4 inch, 1¼ let's say. Okay, so I mean I could just do a pocket with the back on it as well, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do tabs just to make life difficult. Okay, so let's work out some measurements. So if I want it to be 5 inches long and I'm adding a 1 1/4, so that's 6 1/4 we want it. So I might go off camera here a bit because I don't think my whole board is covered. 6 1/4, but I'm just trimming the card down so you know what I'm doing really. I don't tend to use paper trimmers anymore. I tend to do it all with a knife, and either use this board, or I have one of these quilter things. I use that as well to make my measurements. I have used paper trimmers in the past and I do own them. I just don't tend to use it anymore. Right, and then I want it 3 1/4 wide, but I need to add 1.5 inches on each side. So that's 2.5, so that would make it 5, 6 1/4 this way. Okay, I think that's right. We will soon find out when we come to score it. 6 1/4 this way. So it's 6 1/4 square really, isn't it? So if you cut it down 6 1/4 square, as it turns out, 6 1/4 square, and then if you get your scoreboard out, I'm going to do mine on the side because it just doesn't fit on my desk otherwise. Right, so what we want to do is we want to score 1 1/4 inch, which is here. I'm useless with scoreboards. I usually end up going off the groove and everything. And then turn it round and do 1 1/4 inch that side. They're quite big tabs, but I wouldn't normally do them this big. I'd normally do them like 1/2 inch. And then we want 1 1/4 along the one of the other sides. There we go. So we now have a 6 1/4 square piece of card. 6 1/4 piece squared of card. We've scored it 1 1/4 on 2 sides and 1 1/4 on the bottom. And then I'm just gonna cut these bits out. So I don't want this square and this square, but I'm not going to cut on the groove. I'm just going to cut a little bit in. I'm sure most of you know how you do this, but for those who don't, so you just cut just at a slant, don't cut straight on the fold. It doesn't have to be exact either. And then just cut off these sides as well. Top one, and so you should be left with that. Just get rid of those. Right, let's fold these in. And don't forget, you always want the bottom one on the top. Now, hopefully, that will give us our pocket to go on our envelope. Yeah, that fits quite nicely, and see, that covers that tab so that when you put something in it, I'm not going to hit that tab. I could have made that bit longer, to be honest, but it's good. I like it. Yep, that's fine. So that's my pocket base. Now I'm going to cover it with this quote I don't want it to go right to the edge. Well, I do want it to go right to the edge, but I don't want the leaf definition. Because I want you to be able to read it. I might go a bit higher than that. I'll tell you what, I will line it up with this line at the bottom. This is something else I do a lot of. I just tear the paper rather than cut it because it's just easy. Depends on the paper you've got as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue down on this. And this is just normal 3-in-1 glue. Make sure I've got my pocket the right way up when you stick stuff down. Okay, I'm just lining up this bottom corner really. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, and then I'm just going to tear the excess off. I'm just going to trim that bit there where it didn't really tear. There we go. I quite like that. I'm thinking I might put a bit of, I might just tear off a bit of music paper. This is quite old music paper. I'm just gonna kind of maybe just put a strip down the side, break up the words a bit. Right, let me just ink that edge. Ink it, and I'll stick that down. Sorry, try and keep it to camera. Okay, went a bit over, but no, let's slide it down a bit. That's better. Okay, I think I might stitch round it. That's another reason why I didn't want the word right at the top, because I think I'm going to stitch round it. As you know, sorry, but I don't do all of the editing and everything, so I'm just going to quickly do it on camera. I did it last time and I don't think it was too bad, so I'm just going to quickly do that. It won't take long. Obviously, if you don't have a sewing machine, you don't have to stitch. It's not important. I like the look of sewing, so I do tend to add it to all of my journals, but I do get it's not for everyone. And in all honesty, I'm not the best at it either. I'm terrible at getting straight lines and evenness. But I think that's why I like junk journals, because I don't think it matters if it's not a straight line with a junk journal. It's all about character, isn't it? Okay, that wasn't too bad. So I'm just going to cut those threads off. I know a lot of people would pull them through and knot them off, but as you all know, I'm the lazy crafter. And I don't think it's always necessary. So that's going to be like that, and I just want to ink it. So I'm going to ink that off. Sorry if I go quiet, I'm not a small one for small talk, so you are going to get pauses out of me. Yeah, just ink around that, and I'm using the Tim Holtz Gathered Twigs for this journal. You tend to stick to one ink pad per journal. Right, so that's going to be my pocket. Now I want to put these leaves on, so how should I do it? Is it, I can do green on bottom, or maybe, no, I think I'm going to do the green on the bottom. You kind of lose the white one if you put them on the bottom, and then you can still read through it. I'm going to have to trim the pointy bits off, but that's okay. All right, well, I'm just going to stick these straight on, so the glue dries clear, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just put a bit around, maybe up the stem a bit. I don't know where you would get these leaves from. These I got from a scrap store in I don't know if you get these abroad, but in England we get these like, it's like a thrift thing where people donate their unwanted craft stuff and junk and things like that, and then people go in and they get like a bag's worth for like £7. You can fill a bin bag up with whatever you want for like £7, and I think I got these there. It's actually really good for stationery and envelopes. I get a lot of envelopes from there, and papers and things. So ordinarily I don't know where you would get these from. I suppose Amazon would do them, but I wouldn't have a clue how much they are. I mean, I bought the dried pressed flowers from Amazon, and they were about £10 for 6 packs, I think it was, of flowers and leaves. There you go. Now that should dry clear. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty. And then I think I am going to just add maybe the leaf definition in that corner there. Yeah, and then I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't want to make it too busy. Sometimes less is more, as they say. Oh, got glue on my fingers. Right, I'm just going to ink this. These are, when I did the labels on the my last video, I used random labels from Tracy Fox. That was who it was in the end. It was Tracy Fox. I think these definitions come from her as well. I will have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they come from Tracy Fox's shop. So I'll put a link to her shop in the description, along with the links to the kits from My Porch Prints. There you are. Yeah, I quite like that. So let's just put some glue on it. I'm not going to put anything else under the label or around the label. I just like that as it is. And then I'm going to stick that into the journal. Let's just get rid of Oh yeah, I like that. That's pretty. Okay, so yep, I want the bottom bit on the top. So let me just glue this bit first. Okay. Right. And then with this covering that tab, it should make putting something in a lot easier. So I shouldn't hit that tab now. Just make sure it's covered. And glue it down. Oh, I'm quite happy with that. It's simple, but I don't want to detract from the leaves, if you know what I mean, because they're pretty. So there we go. That's that pocket done. And as it happens, I don't really have to trim the ends off. They're fine. Okay. So on this side, so what I wanted to do on this side was I wanted to add a pocket at the bottom here that I could put a large tag in that would cover the envelopes and just hold them closed really. I don't really want to decorate these. I want to leave them as they are. So I get loads of these. Every time I go to Starbucks or Costa, I grab a few and chuck them in a box. So I have loads of them. And I wanted to use this, but it isn't going to work because it's just too big. I mean, I suppose it could work because you could still open this in and out, but it's not really what I wanted. I think it's just too big and too overwhelming, really. So I took one and I cut it in half. And then I tore the backs off. I don't use the back bits. I tear them off. And then I use the inside because the inside's more, that's nice. See? So what I did was I did that and I thought, okay, maybe that's going to work. The tags are quite big. They're really large tags. I think they're Tim Holtz ones, but they're really big. And it should just slot in and then it covers the envelopes and holds them down. I quite like that idea. So what I did was I cut it in half and then I just stuck some tea bag over it. I didn't do that on camera because I need to, once you Mod Podge it on, I needed to leave it to dry and I obviously wanted it ready for the video, so I already did that. I just literally cut it in half and then covered it with a podged a tea bag over it, and that's the result. I am going to trim off the edges a bit, or tear them off. Tearing it mainly because I like the rough edges. So if I just tear these bits off. I use, what is it? It's PG Triangle tea bags. They're brilliant because when you break the triangle open, you get like a long strip. And then I'm left with that. So that I am now going to put down the here and the bottom. And then hopefully this tag will slot into here when we're done. Now that's a bit plain, so I do want to put something on it. And I have got some labels. So I've got these labels. In England we have a store called Hobbycraft, and they do a wedding section, and they do some quite nice tags and things in the wedding section. I don't know if everyone looks in the wedding section, but I do. And they had these and I love them. I think they're lovely. So I'm using one of those. And what I did was I inked it and I stamped the word dream on it. And I'm going to add some little charms. So I'm going to add some charms to the ring pull. Not ring pull. Eyelet. So on the eyelet, I'm just going to, I've got a little flower and a little leaf. And I'm just going to add those. So these are just jump rings, normal little jump rings that you can get in the jewellery department or online. And just kind of pull it open, or I push it to the side. Then I'm just going to add a couple of charms to it. And the this is going to be a bit fiddly. I don't know if the jump ring I've got is wide enough. Yep, should work. So I just threaded the tag on, push that back together. There we go. And then oh, that's it. There you go. And I have put my flower on. Oh no, there you go. A little flower and a leaf. And I'm just gonna glue it down, to be honest, so that they hang. I think what I might do is put a little bit of music paper under it. Let's just tear off a strip of music paper. Let's ink that up. I've already inked the label, but you need to ink the label. Well, you don't need to, but I ink everything. I'm wondering if I need to ink the tea bag card. Let's have a look. That needs a bit of inking. No, I don't think it's really making much difference. I don't tend to ink tea bag. See, I'm saying it's not making any difference, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so let's glue these on. I could stitch around that, but I don't think I'm going to bother. No, I don't think I'm going to put stitching on that one. So a bit of glue. And then just going to glue the bottom bit. And I think I'll do that at an angle. Yeah. There we go, I quite like that. And then let's glue this on to our journal. I think I'm going to do it just overlapping a little bit off the envelope. I'm not too bothered about this lifting where the eyelet is, as long as it's held down here. So I'm just going to put a thin beading on the sides and along the bottom. These cup sleeves also make really nice belly bands as well as pockets. So, as they are junk journals, you are supposed to make them from junk. And if you can get something for free, it's always a bonus, isn't it? And they don't seem to mind you taking them, so this one's going to annoy me, I think. And they lay it properly. Then you've got, I do like that. There we go. And then hopefully this, might have to trim it down. Oh no, I don't think I will actually. Yeah. And then I will probably just collage that and put a fussy cut on it. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'll leave it out while it dries. Okay, so that's those 2 pages done. That was easy, nice and quick. I'm just going to do fussy cuts on these pages, so I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do a specimen card type envelope pocket on this one, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll save that for another video. Side pocket, decorate. Okay, I'm going to do this one. This is going to have 3 stacked envelopes on it. Where are the envelopes that I was going to use? Was I going to use these? Nope, they're too big. These ones. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to use these. So if I get 3, 1, yeah, that will work. Let's use 3 of these. I think I might put some circle punches on them to keep the flaps down. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so first off, let's punch some circles. So if I use some paper from the kit, some backing paper from the kit, if you just give me a minute, I will find one. go. Let's use one of those. And some green card. And let me get a punch. Okay, this one. Right, so I'm going to punch 3 of each. And let's punch 3 out of here. So let me see if I can find pretty. That's quite pretty. So that's 1. Let me just cut this down so I can get to the flowers. That's quite pretty there. Sorry, I want that flower, so can't get at it with the punch. There you go, got it. 2, and then maybe that one there. Let's try and see if I can get to that one. Let's see, do both. Let's do both. Oh, there we go. So that's 3 of each of those. Right, so now I need to do some inking. Right, so on the envelopes I'm going to ink the parts I can see, which will be the tab, the opening obviously. What's going on with my ink pad? And then I might put a fussy cut over these when they're down. One. I'm not doing the back because obviously we're not going to see the back. We only really want to ink what we're going to see. Two. And the third one. I like envelopes in sets of 3s. I like them when they're stacked on top of each other in sets of 3s. Sometimes I will take a big, like a large picture out of the kit or a page and cut it into 3 pieces and make into pockets that way. That's also quite nice to do, quite effective, especially if you get like a page where you want to use the whole picture but you don't want to cut it up or well, I mean, you still cut it up, but what I mean is if you don't want to lose half of the picture, you want to use the whole picture. It's a nice way of using it. And I'm just going to ink these circles because I'm sure by now you all know I am obsessed with inking. Where's the other one gone? That's one. Two. Where did the third? There it is. And the third one. I love envelopes, but it does annoy me the way they don't always stay shut. And then just these blank ones. So I'm always trying to find different ways of trying to keep them shut or down. And the last one, nearly there. If I was really clever at editing, I'd fast speed all of this up, but I suppose I really should take the time to learn how to do things like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to, which way were we going to put them in? We were going to put them in that way, weren't we? So I'm going to layer these just off center like that. So you get like a little bit of the green and the pink off the pink. Just get that little bit of layering look. So there's one. So you get like that. And another one. I found these bigger glue pots at Hobbycraft, and they're so much nicer because they're softer than the ones that I usually use, which are quite hard. It can be a bit hard on my wrists sometimes. Move that over a little bit. Okay, and the third one. Nope, not that one, this one. There we go. And then I'm just going to stick one on top of each, like so. So just cover the glue where it's going to go touch the on the tab of the envelope. Obviously don't stick the whole thing down because then you won't be able to open your envelope. Oh, there you go. There we are. So it's just like that, overhangs. And it's not holding it down, but eventually... Oh, sorry, my video just cut out for a minute there, but I don't think I missed much. So yeah, I'm just gluing the circles onto the tops of the envelopes. They're not really holding them down, but over time, as it sits in the journal, they will eventually stay shut. It's just to add a bit of decoration, really, make them look pretty. But they will hold them down. It just takes time, sorry. I don't know why my videos cut out sometimes like that. I am quite close to the end anyway, and I think I caught it before I went too far. But yeah, in case I did miss it, it's just basically couple of punched circles layered on top of each other and inked, and then glued onto the tabs. And then I will glue them onto the journal. Now you could make these into double pockets, so you could glue it down so that you have a pocket under and then that, but I'm not going to do that. These I'm going to glue down flat, and just have them as envelopes. So I want the 3 on there, so make sure I've got all 3 on. I promise you these will lie flat. Is it because I said they would that they're not? Most likely. Okay, I'm going to just glue these down flat. I don't want to overdo it with the pockets. It's your choice though. Obviously, I mean, you don't even have to decorate this the way I'm doing it. You just do your own thing. I'm just showing you how I put mine together, because I tend to get a lot of people asking me how I put them together. So this is how I do things. I know a lot of people do it differently. But this is going on quite a big flip out. I think it's a double flip out, so you have to kind of be mindful of the amount of stuff you put on, not only for bulk reasons but for the weight as well. Now, should I put a fussy cut on here? Now, you could measure these to make sure that they're all even and whatnot, but I'm an eyeballer. So to me, if it looks good with the eye, to my eye, then I'm happy. There we go. Now I could, if I wanted to, I could add a fussy cut. Let's see what fussy cuts I've got. And you see, I could put that one on because it's quite similar to it's a bit big. Could go off the page. Or is it too much? Is it too much? I'm not sure. Sun's come out. Oh, I got a bigger one. No, I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. I might come back to it, but I think for now I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, you see, this is going to have, oh, it's going to have a fussy cut on that side. So yeah, I might just leave it. And then it's going to have a belly band here and a pocket here, as well as these all being pockets. So yes, I'm not going to, I think I'll just leave it for the weight at the moment. Okay, well, I think I'm coming up to about an hour there. So today we did the skeleton leaf side envelope, the little tuck for the big large tag with our charms. Oh yeah, look, that fits nicely now. I'm really happy with that. And we also did our 3 layered envelopes. So in my next video, what I will probably do is I want to do a specimen type card envelope here that will flip open to hold a pocket. So I think I'll do that in my next next video, and maybe do a side pocket there and something with this pocket. So yeah, those three. Maybe if I've got time I'll do the belly band as well. But what I will do before I do that video is I'm going to add some fussy cuts to this and some fussy cuts to this. I'm not going to video that because I've already shown you how I do my layering and fussy cuts. And this is just a layered pocket from the kit that I just put together and added to that. So yeah, that's job done for today. I hope it was of use to you and you enjoyed it. I hope the cut out in the middle wasn't too bad, and I do apologise for that. I would love to hear your feedback on this, and yeah, please do like, subscribe, follow, all the usual. I do like to hear from you, and I do try to answer you, so please do. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.